Hello and welcome to a Modern Masters draft here on Cheap as MTG. So we're in a phantom event, meaning we don't get to keep the cards afterwards, so we don't need to care about the value of the card. We don't have to rare draft. I just got to pick the best card in each pack. This pack, I think I like Lingering Souls here. I think this Lingering Souls has always been a pretty good card, very good card value. This is a format where you can end up pretty multicolored as well, so taking a gold card early isn't terrible. I've really been impressed with soul manipulation, actually, so it's certainly something I'd consider, but I think Lingering Souls or potentially Call of the Herd are the strongest card, and I think I prefer 2/1/1 flyers to a 3/3 elephant, so... Okay, what have we got here? This pack's not particularly exciting. Of the uncommons, I quite like Rock's War Monk. This card's a nice sized 3-drop and lifelink kind of fairly sizable body. It's quite nice. Mistraven is reasonable. The blue-white blink decks seem quite strong to me. Yeah, nothing really stands out here. I'm not sure what to take, to be honest. I don't want to take the War Monk because it's 3 colours. I'm kind of tempted by, like, Vithian Sting or even the Spider. The Spider's reasonable. It's annoying to play against. But yeah, I think this pack's bad. I always take Mistraven. I think it goes in the best deck. None of those cards are really that strong, in my opinion. Okay, so here we have Mind Shatter. It's reasonable, though adding a second black mana to Mind Twist, I think, makes it somewhat weaker. Grizzly Spectacle is 4 mana removal, which is slightly expensive in this format. Still a reasonable card. Momentary Blink, obviously good in the blue-white Blink deck. This is just Agony Warp, which is a nice combat trick, can be used as a removal spell too. Doesn't particularly go great with... Well, it doesn't necessarily go great with Mistraven. But you could definitely play them in the same deck. I think as we're taking a black card here, I would definitely take Agony Warp over the other two, so... Okay, well... Got slightly excited there seeing Tarmogoyf, but like I said, this isn't a draft where we get to keep the cards, so not that bothered. In draft, Tarmogoyf's not going to be a good card most of the time, so I think we ignore that. Goblin Assault I've played with a few times and found to be actually more of a drawback towards anything. You know, your goblins have to attack, even if they're not goblin tokens. I think the pick here is just Magma Jet. A reasonable burn spell can remove a small creature. Scry 2 is really nice. Otherwise, we could take Talon Trooper, which is a fine 3-drop. But I think Magma Jet is reasonable to take over the Trooper and see if red might be open. Okay, well, Aether Mage's Touch, I'm not sure is that good. There's another Agony Warp, which is reasonable. I know people like the Jund Sacrifice deck, so Mortician Beetle isn't awful. Again, this pack seems a little bit underpowered, so I'm just going to take that Agony Warp here and see what continues to be passed around the table. Okay, again, Abrupt Decay is another rare that is reasonable without being particularly exciting. Yeah, there's not really that much here. These packs have felt weak. Could take Rewind and be like a sort of Grixis control deck, I guess. I know I'm feeling like we're looking 4 colours already, just because of how weak the packs have been. So I think we take either the Fixing or one of these 2 blue instants. I'm going to take Fixing here. I think, in general, if you think you've got a weak pack, fixing is reasonable. Okay, I think so we could take Pywild Shaman here. This card's a nice trick in an aggressive deck. I think maybe Red's open. I think this is a card you could take reasonably early. Also tempted by Spike Jester and look to be like maybe some form of Grixis deck. But I'm just going to take the Pywild Shaman here. Okay, well, maybe Black-Red is open. Carnage Gladiator doesn't seem incredible to me. August Spree is a fine sort of removal spell, stroke pump spell. It also takes Savage Lands, but we don't have any use for the green, so this is basically a Rakdos Guildgate. So yeah, let's take August Spree. Okay, so we can take another August Spree, but I think we want to take one of these creatures here. Jester or Cathari Bomber. If we're in Grixis, Grixis does have like the Unearth colours. We could also take Izzet Charm actually in Grixis. This card's reasonable. Yeah, I think I'm going to take Izzet Charm. I think I prefer this card. I guess we should take the Hanweir Lancer here over what would be a sideboard Cowering Fair. Sure, Giant Baiting. Maybe just Grasp of Phantoms for me is a little slow, and Sorcery Speed. Nah, let's take Giant Baiting. I feel like Talon Trooper shouldn't be going around the table. 2, 3, fly for 3 is reasonable. We could also just take this Delirium Skeins. Let's take the Trooper. I think it's a better card. Sure, now we'll take the Mortician Beetle. Okay, so colours are sort of all over the place here. Our removal spells lean us towards being like a Grixis sort of controlling deck. We only have 2 cards that we wouldn't play. On colours at least. Though we could still play Lingering Souls and just splash white. Sure, we'll take Traitorous Instinct. Don't think we want to play this card. Ooh, what can we do with Gristlebrand? That is the question. Because there's some reasonable cards in this pack. There's a Thunderous Wrath. Happily take something like a Seagate Oracle. But is there any chance we can get Gristlebrand into play? Games do go quite long. And Gristlebrand is just one way of really, really going over the top. There is Burial Rites in this format, so we can do sort of a Reanimator deck. Yeah, I think I'm going to take Gristlebrand. The payoff here is just so high if it goes well. I think I'm going to cut the Giant Baiting and the Talon Trooper for now. I think we look like we want to be Grixis. Certainly heavily in black if we have any intention of casting Gristlebrand without reanimating him. Okay, well, the other way of getting Gristlebrand out is playing Signets. Could take Boros Reckoner, but we're not going to play that much white. So this is effectively a triple red card, which is very, very restrictive. Cathari Bomber, which would be fine. I'm not sure how good Inquisition is in this format. Probably defensible pickup. But given we've just picked up Gristlebrand, I'm going to take the Boros Signet. It splashes white for Lingering Souls and Ramsers. Seems pretty good to me. Okay, well, obviously not playing Sphinx's Revelation as much as I would like to. This card's obviously just a sweet card. I don't think we want to take Molten Rain. I think I'm just going to look at the Cathari Bomber here. Reasonable black-red card. You could also take Fixing in the Guildgate. That also wouldn't be a bad idea. I think Cathari Bomber's reasonable. Gives us a nice way to Get a board presence. Okay, so I think I'm going to take a Signet here. The cards in this pack that aren't Signets aren't particularly strong. We'll take Orzhov Signet over Boros Signet, because A, we've already got a Boros Signet, and I think we're going to need more black mana, given the Gristlebrand, and quite a few of our cards have black mana in them. So fine pick. Okay, so another Auguspree, Dragon Fodder for some tokens, Bone Splinters as removal. I'm ignoring the Skursdag's Cultist. I guess it's not terrible. It's an expensive way to sack things, though. I think we probably want to take a creature here. Then I quite like Auguspree, sort of controlling the game until we get our Gristlebrand out. Okay, so I think we take Dragon Fodder over the Dreadscape Zombie here. Unearth is quite an aggressive mechanic. Yeah, I think I want to take the Dragon Fodder. So we could take a Vampire Aristocrat and be sort of a Grixis style Aristocrats-ish deck. We're not like that far there, but we have Mortician Beetle and a few tokens. I think I quite like this idea. Corpse Connoisseur. Yeah, I'll take Corpse Connoisseur here. If we do end up with Unburial Rites, this is a great way of getting Gristlebrand in the graveyard, so... let's take a Thunderous Wrath here. Nice big removal spell. We don't like a good Ghostly Flicker deck, so... Okay, take another Cathari Bomber over a Zombie and a Rusalka. Sure, take a Flunkies here, I guess, over a Cowering Fair. Do we take Recover? No, I'll take the creature. Okay, so waste sacrifice. We take a Bone Splinters. You can kill anything, so... It's worth noting that Cathari Bomber's ability is actually sacrifice, so it works nicely with Mortician Beetle. I think we could probably look at playing some more Mortician Beetles if we see them. I have a few ways to sacrifice with the Aristocrat and Cathari Bombers. Ooh, Snapcaster Mage. Huh. I do quite like Snapcaster Mage, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sort of cheap instant sorceries. So I think that's fine. And if we do see like an Unburial Rites, this is another way to say like cast Unburial Rites twice. Yeah, we could. A few good cards in this pack. There's a Moroi, however you pronounce that, another Magma Jet, another Cathari Bomber. We will need some more fixing as well, so should look at lands quite highly in this pack. Now I'm really regretting this being a Phantom draft and not a draft where we get to keep the cards. Okay, I think I'm going to take Terminate here. Just a nice cheap way to kill a creature. Probably would play Augur of Bolas in this deck as well. Yeah, I think we want Terminate. Oh, and I guess we wouldn't have been past this card in a proper draft, but it's a very nice shiny Arid Mesa. We could definitely take it just because we're going to play a white source, but I don't think we need to play plains, given we have Guildgated 2 signets. I think I'm just going to take a Mortician Beetle here. Like I said, we have a few ways of sacrificing creatures. Probably could pick one or two more up, so... Few options here. I like the idea of the Guildgate for fixing, but I also like the idea of Tandem Lookout just to help us draw cards. I feel like we really need the fixing though, so I'm going to take the Guildgate. I'm going to take another Mortician Beetle. Maybe this is wrong. Maybe I'm valuing this card too highly for the amount of sack outlets we have, but I think it's a reasonable one-drop. Sure, take another Aristocrat here with a sack outlet. A few cards we take. We take another Tandem Lookout or a Spire Monitor here, but I think we want the Aristocrat. Are we a Pit Keeper deck if we're sacrificing things? Doesn't sound terrible to me. I think it's better than Scourge Rusalka. A Jailbreaker's a 4/4 for 4, which isn't terrible, but I think we can play Pit Keeper. Okay, I think we take the Jailbreaker here. So we could take a Wall of Frost to be a bit more defensive, but it's possible we're not playing Mistraven and we're kind of splashing blue, so... And our fixing is bad. So I'm just going to take the Gnawing Zombie here. Yeah, I think I'm going to cut this Mistraven just because, like I said, our fixing is pretty poor. We're actually set up to splash white better than blue. Not particularly interested in any of these. I guess take the Rusalka. There's a chance we end up not playing blue at all here. I think one of the big pitfalls in this format is people trying to play too many colours. Yeah, cutting blue gives us a not massively exciting deck, but certainly playable. With Sack Outlets as well, Traitorous Instinct becomes a playable card. Probably taking the Pyrewild Shaman here. I think this card's reasonable. But then maybe Traitorous Instinct's just... No, I don't think we're playing two of it. I'll take the Shaman. Okay, gonna make some cuts. I'm gonna cut the Handwear Lancer. I think this card's average. Sure, take another Gnawing Zombie. Don't think we're... I like Thrynax, but I don't think we're splashing black. So... splashing green, I should say. Well, I guess we would have been able to. Okay, so we're definitely a... I'd say we're a 16 land deck, but I think we can get away with 15 and 2 signets. So we need to make one more cut. Might be Mog Flunkies. Not a fan of Gnawing Zombie, though, to be honest. How many sack outlets do we have without it? 1, 2 Aristocrats and a Bone Splinters as, like, actual ways to sacrifice. Plus, like, 2 Catharia Bombers, which sacrifice themselves. Now, I think we have to keep Gnawing Zombie in. I think I'm going to cut Mog Flunkies. Like, I think we're going to be aggressive, but not necessarily as aggressive as a Flunkies deck wants us to be. So, curve looks fine. Definitely, I think we can get away with 15 land. Colour-wise, well, it's just one white card, so I think I'm going to splash it off the Orzhov Guildgate and the Signets. So here's what? 14 lands? I think 7/7 is reasonable. I can see a case for 8 swamps, given we have Mortician Beetles. Yeah, I think I like 7/7. And of course, one of our lands is going to be a Rakdos Guildgate. So we'll cut a mountain for the Rakdos Guildgate. Gives us the extra source of black. So yeah, this is the... I guess it's Mardu. It's more a green-black deck. A red-black deck that we're going to go with. And I'll see you in round 1.